So, you're in Canada, and you're dreaming of bringing a family member to live with you, right? But the whole process, it can feel like a mountain of paperwork. Where do you even begin? Well, today, we're going to demystify it all by breaking down the essential document checklist for family sponsorship step by step.
And let's get one thing straight right away. This is so much more than just filling out forms. This is about reuniting with your spouse, your partner, your child. It's about bringing your family home. So think of this as your roadmap to getting that journey started on the right foot.
All right, before we jump into the actual checklists, let's get a key term down. When your family member lives outside of Canada, the official name for this is Outland Family Sponsorship. Now, why does that matter? Because knowing that exact phrase is going to help you find all the right forms and follow the correct instructions right from the start.
And this is super important to remember. This whole application, it's not a solo mission. Not at all. It's a team effort between you, the sponsor here in Canada, and your family member, the applicant who's abroad. You each have your own specific list of documents to track down. Okay, let's dive in. We're going to start with the person who's already here in Canada. So if you're the sponsor, listen up. This first checklist is all for you. Let's break down exactly what you'll need.
Okay, first things first. You've got to prove you actually have the right to sponsor someone. That means showing your status in Canada. You'll need just one of these key documents, like your Canadian passport, your PR card, or maybe your birth certificate if you were born here. This is what establishes your eligibility, right off the bat.
Next up is the money part. Yep, you have to prove you can financially support the family member you're sponsoring. The government wants to be sure they won't need to rely on social assistance. Now, the absolute gold standard here is your Notice of Assessment from the CRA. You know, that Option C printout. Why? Because it's an official government summary of your income. If you can't get that, then things like employment letters and recent pay stubs are your next best bet.
Of course, you'll need your own basic ID like a driver's license. But then, and this part is absolutely critical, you have to prove your relationship is the real deal. We're talking about more than just a marriage certificate. The immigration officers, they want to see the story of your relationship. Things like photos together, plane tickets from visits, even your chat history can help paint that picture.
And that brings us to the real meat of your application, the official forms. That IMM 1344 you see there, that's the big one. It's the sponsorship agreement, where you legally promise to support your family member. You've got to treat these forms like the serious legal documents they are, because, well, they are. Accuracy is everything here.
All right, let's flip the script now. We're moving on to the checklist for the applicant. That's your family member who's currently living outside of Canada.
So for the applicant, their identity documents are literally the foundation of their entire file. A valid passport? That's non-negotiable. They'll also need their birth certificate and any documents that show their current or past marital status, like marriage or divorce papers.
Canada, of course, needs to make sure that everyone coming into the country is admissible, both on security and health grounds. This is why the applicant has to go out and get police certificates from every single country they've lived in for 6 months or more since they turned 18. And, on top of that, a medical exam from a government-approved doctor is mandatory to screen for any health issues.
The applicant has their own set of core forms to tackle too. That IMM 0008 is their main application for permanent residence. But you want to pay really close attention to that Schedule A form. That's where they detail their entire personal history, and it's what's used for the big security background check.
See, this is why I said it's a team effort. Proving your relationship is genuine means you both contribute pieces of the puzzle. Maybe you, the sponsor, provide the official marriage certificate while the applicant provides screenshots of your daily chats. Together, all these little things paint a full, convincing picture for the immigration officer.
Okay, so we've covered the who and the what. Now let's talk about some universal rules, the things that apply to every single document in your application. Trust me, you don't want to get these details wrong because it can cause major delays. If you remember just one thing from this entire explainer, please make it this number, IMM 5533. What is it? It's the official document checklist from the government. This thing isn't just a guide, it's your Bible for this whole process. You have to follow it to the letter.
And there's a really good reason for this. Immigration rules can and do change. The requirements might even be slightly different depending on where your family member lives or what your relationship is. So this is absolutely non-negotiable. Always download the latest version of that checklist directly from the government's website right before you're ready to submit. Oh, and this one's a big one, so listen up. If any of the applicant's documents, say their birth certificate or a police report, are not in English or French, you can't just send them in as they are. No way. You absolutely must include a complete copy of the original document, plus a certified translation and an affidavit from the person who translated it.
So let's wrap this all up into a simple game plan. Step 1. You, the sponsor, gather all your documents right here in Canada. Step 2. The applicant gets all their stuff together abroad. And then Step 3. You bring it all together, assemble your relationship proof, and you meticulously double-check every single item against that official IMM 5533 checklist. Got it? Look, bringing all this together takes a ton of organization and teamwork, there's no doubt about it. But the good news is, you now have the map. Every single document you check off that list is one real, concrete step toward reuniting with your family. So, now that you have your list, what's the very first document you're going to tackle?